Hi, I'm Pete. The great ingredient we're talking about today is as old as human history, even older than human history. We have been consuming this for thousands and thousands of years. Ancient Egyptians actually used this ingredient as a form of payment. Do you have allergies? You can take a little bit of this great ingredient every day to build up a natural resistance to the pollen in your neighborhood. What are we talking about? Honey.
I trust cows more than I trust chemists. Know your farmer, know your food. I really hope that we can arouse some curiosity in people. The very simplest of great ingredients can really make a difference in your life. Great ingredients make great food.
Hi, I'm here with James Bertini of Denver Urban Homesteading in his beautiful urban homestead right in the heart of the city of Denver. This is an amazing place. James is going to be kind enough today to show off his beehives. He's got an entire menagerie of great ingredients here, and one of them is honey. And you're passionate about honey and bees, and I'd like you to show us your hives, please.
I'd be glad to.
Great. So what are we going to do today? Tell me what we're going to do.
Well, we have 2 beehives, and we're going to do a hive inspection.
Okay.
These are European honeybees. They're not native to the U.S. Most people don't know that, but they've done very well since they're here, and they become so much part of our agriculture that we really couldn't do without them, because honeybees and other pollinators help grow crops. And by having honeybees, you will help grow yours. They will become more productive because they'll pollinate. And in addition, you'll get honey. Honey is nectar from flowers that the bees fan with their wings to evaporate the water. Then it becomes a substance that we use as a sweetener. It's high in fructose, so it's actually better for you than sugar, and is used in ingredients not only for your coffee or your tea, but for baking, as a glazing on meats and fish, and also sometimes is an ingredient in microbrewed beers.
Right. And tell me someone who doesn't love good honey.
So this is the top I'm lifting off now. There's some bees clinging to the inside of the top cover. The queen excluder is a screen. It's of a certain size that prevents the queen from passing through it. The queen lives down here in these 2 hive bottoms where she's busy laying eggs. She has to lay a lot of eggs because in a colony of 25 to 50,000 bees, several hundred die each day. Meanwhile, worker bees are tending to the larvae, and they're bringing and storing honey down here. Once they fill this up with honey, the bees continue to work. They don't stop, they don't take a vacation. So we put another shorter box on top called a super, and that's where the bees put honey that we can take out and eat. And the reason we can take it out and eat it is because we keep the queen from going there and laying eggs.
If we didn't have a queen excluder, we would be trying to extract honey from within comb that has larvae and honey stored.
Exactly.
And you'll see that in a second.
Exactly. And this is a beautiful frame.
It's gorgeous.
Filled with honey and larvae and bees.
And that weighs a lot more than you think it does.
This is probably about 8 pounds, 9 pounds.
Now see the area where you can see the bees working to the left, the bottom left? That's uncapped honey right there. So they'll cap it, and that's how they store it. That's how they keep it for the winter. And this is their food store for the winter.
So I'm going to carefully replace it, which is always a challenge because, again, I don't want to crush any bees. Sometimes it happens.
Great. Well, this is a beautiful, this is a very nice hive you've got here.
Thank you.
Well, cool. What do you say we go try some honey?
Oh, that's a great idea.
Great.
Be my guest.
Thank you. And this is infused
It's
with raspberry.
infused with raspberry.
So actual just raspberry as an infusion.
This one's from Evergreen. Very sweet.
Very sweet.
I don't taste the raspberry. Maybe I
Get a
can get
little
the. Did you?
I got a seed.
I got a seed too. And the consistency, what did you think about that?
I like it a lot.
Well, it was creamy.
Very
It's
creamy.
Creamed honey.
It's extremely sweet, and I would call it somewhat one-dimensional. But
I would agree.
It'll be interesting to taste along. So why don't we do that? All right. And where is this one from?
That's the hives above 9,000 feet in the wilderness area.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is totally wild.
This
There's
is
nothing farmed up there.
Completely wild. Clearly not as sweet.
Smoky.
Smoky?
I get a little smoke. There's an earthiness to that. It's really good.
This is Siberian style honey. It's local honey, but he moves his hives around depending on what is in bloom. It's crystallized, you can see. It's a little bit different texture because over time raw honey will crystallize.
Yeah. It's chunky.
This tastes like, is it a citrus flavor? What kind of flavor would you identify?
I think that's a really good description. It is. It's almost like orange peel to me. It's really good. All right, now you promise this is not motor oil.
It does look like motor oil.
I mean, it really does, doesn't it?
Yes.
Look at that.
This is buckwheat honey, yeah. Buckwheat, there's only a few states in the U.S. that have buckwheat. Pacific Northwest has several states that raise buckwheat, and therefore this is
Look at the
buckwheat
color
honey.
as it gets. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? You can really see that it's you know, it's not black.
Yeah.
It's amber. It's just
amber.
gorgeous.
Good.
It's gorgeous.
Good.
Whoa! That's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah, it's completely different than any of the other honeys. This is from the Pacific Northwest. It's also less sweet than the sweetest honeys, but it seems to have a bitterness to it.
You know what? It reminds me of malt syrup. So I wonder. It's interesting. It's very malty to me. It's got that malty character.
Sure.
Boy, that would be really good in bread. That's a great ingredient. That is a great ingredient. That is amazing. That's just me. I don't like getting stung. God gave us a spoon. Unmistakable odor. Sorry.
Go ahead, that's okay.
Sorry.
It's antiseptic.
No known pathogens can live in honey. Yeah, that's
we
amazing.
know.